Hey, what's going on, friends? It's your boy Will here, and today I want to tell you how to avoid a mistake that I've made in the past when driving for Lyft and Uber. So basically, there was this time when I went. It was late at night, and I went to this hotel, and there were like a ton of people out. There were a ton of people. There were a ton of Lyft and Uber drivers in the area, picking up people from this, I guess, party that was happening or function that was happening at this hotel, and I got this couple, and they were drunk. They were like wasted, and I knew they were wasted, not only because they were slurring once they got in my car, but when they got ready to come to get into the car, the girl reached for the door handle, and like there was like a little curve, and she like fell, like she just completely like fell reaching for the door off of the curb, and like smashed her head into the side of my car. Like, it wasn't funny at the time. I did kind of laugh in my head because I was like, damn, that was loud. Like, that was loud. I'm surprised there wasn't like a dent in the side of my door. But they get in the car, and immediately I'm just kind of like, man, it's a lot of traffic. It's a lot of people. I'm trying to get out of there. So I hit the navigation button, and I start heading out. I started driving. I'm like, how you guys doing tonight? Man, they're slurring or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, you guys must have had a good night. And I get about 2 minutes out, and then I get a phone call. And I quickly hit the ignore button on the phone call, just because I don't answer phone calls. I didn't even look at the number completely. I just saw it pop up. I hit the ignore button. The number came up again. I hit it again. And I'm like, man, why, who's this calling me? It's like a bill collector calling me at like 12 o'clock at night or something. What's going on here? Because it wasn't like a friend or anything. And so next thing you know, I get a text, and I can see in the notification in the text, you picked up the wrong person. So I'm like, oh man, I picked up the wrong person. So I turn around. I'm like, hey, are you guys going to this place? And they're like, no. I'm like, is this your name? They're like, no. I'm like, all right, I done picked up the wrong people. I got to take you guys back. They were a little irritated and stuff. And then I asked them, I was like, did you guys order a Lyft? And they were like, no. I was like, well, why did you guys get in the car? I didn't ask them why did they get in the car, but I was just like, in my head, I was thinking that, like, why did you guys get in the car if you didn't order a Lyft or an Uber? But they were wasted. So I get back to the destination. I pick up the correct passenger. They get out of the car. They're mad because they were drunk. And it was a work party. It's crazy because they were so drunk that the lady who actually ordered the Uber, she was like, I'm by myself. You guys can ride with us. And they were just like, no, he said we can't get it. We can't ride because he said we can't. And pretty much all I was saying is that, no, this isn't your Uber. I have to take you guys back to pick up the correct person. I can't, take you guys on someone else's car, right? So I picked up the correct passenger, took her home. She was cool or whatever. Actually ended up leaving me a huge tip and things like that. But the point is that as a Lyft and Uber driver, if you ever get in a situation where you're downtown by a lot of bars or other Uber drivers or anything like that, I know that Lyft now has the amp, which glows different colors, but a lot of people get in from the back and they can't see the amp all the time. But it's always good to go ahead and verify with the customer, hey, is your name such and such? Are you headed to, I won't say the whole address, but I might just say the street name, or I might just say the first few numbers of the street, and verify those two things. Once you get the name and the street that they're going to, you're okay to go, and you won't have those problems like I did where you have to turn around. It could have been a situation, luckily the actual passenger who requested the Lyft was nice, but it could have been a situation where it could have been, could have been an a-hole, and they could have been mad. They could have rated me bad, like, I had to wait extra time. I'm drunk. I want to go home. This driver doesn't know what he's doing, and it could have just made the situation a lot worse. So don't make the mistake I did. Verify with your passengers once they get in the car their name and the location that they're being dropped off at. That way you won't have any situations where you have the wrong person. I've also had times where I've sat out waiting to pick someone up. With Lyft, you have to call the passenger. So I will call the passenger, and they're like, no, dude, we're already in a Lyft. So another Lyft driver picked up the wrong passenger because they failed to verify who was the correct passenger getting into their car. And it gets frustrating when you do that because it messes up the whole payment system and everything like that. And it just becomes a headache a little bit at the end of the night. You sit around wasting more time than you have to, and you can't charge the person for not being there because they got in the wrong Lyft and such and such. Well, you actually can, but they're going to end up getting a refund or whatever, and it's just a headache. So do yourself a favor and make sure that you verify the right passenger. That's pretty much it. My name is Will. Until next time, peace.